The 90-90 is one of the best mobility exercises that you can do for your hips. This will help strengthen your hips and it will help them move better and not feel so achy. It'll also help if you have tightness in your low back when you do a lot of hinging. A lot of that is tied to mobility restrictions in the hips. We want the hips to be able to externally rotate and internally rotate, and you should have control through that whole range of motion. If you're lacking control or you're lacking range, either way, then we have a mobility issue in the hip, and doing something like this can help. Now, I'm gonna show you how I like to do 90-90s, what I'm looking for, and I will show you 3 different variations that are all kind of increasing in difficulty.
This video is sponsored by AlignMD. They're a men's and women's online clinic that helps you optimize your hormones and your lifestyle to help improve your health. Check out the link in the description and use code Monroe to get started with a discount on your hormone panel. Thanks again to AlignMD for sponsoring this video.
The first thing we're gonna do is get into the 90-90 position, which is going to be 90 degrees with the front leg and 90 degrees with the back leg, okay? Now, if you took geometry in school, you know that 90-degree angles make a square, right? So we should have a square right here in our legs, okay? Now, if you have a triangle, obviously that's not 90-90, and we need to make sure that we adjust that. If you go back and forth and switch, and that starts to creep more inward into a triangle or more outward into like something weird, we just want to make sure that we are trying to always remain and get back to that same square 90-90 on each side. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is move with our hands. You can guide yourself through this movement in both ways, but no matter what happens, I want you to make sure that we're picking this inside knee up first, and then we're not doing this, okay? So I don't want to start the movement here. I want to always start the movement with the inside knee. So we're going to pick up the inside knee, and then we're going to try and keep the heel planted down to the ground. We're going to rotate, again, move the hands behind, and then we're trying to find 90 degrees on the other side. Now, if you notice, I got into a little bit of a funnier shape here, okay? So I'm going to fix that. And then again, open inside knee and travel back down. And you can see I got into a little bit better. We'll fix this back leg. Again, open this knee and work. And you can see those are getting better and better and closer every time. Now, once you've done a couple of reps here, what we can do next is push on the inside knee. So this is going to push down. You'll feel that flex here in the back of your glute. And then again, open the knee, push down. Again, you'll feel that on the opposite side. Once you have done a couple of those, next thing you can do is you need to make sure that we can lift our foot up. So you're gonna lean away from the leg and you're gonna pull your foot up off the ground. Again, using that glute. If you struggle with this, then there is a connection issue between your glute, and we need to work on that. And this will help, okay? So after you can lift your leg and lift your inside knee and push it down and all that, the next thing we want to do is try and do the 90-90 without our hands on the ground. Okay, now when I was in this position, you notice I'm kind of facing away from center. For when we take our hands off, we want to try and keep our chest square. Okay, so again, lift the inside knee up. We're going to switch and press down. Lift the inside knee, switch and tap. Again, inside knee open. And we should be able to flow back and forth through this 90-90, okay? So that's what we're looking for good mobility in the hips. If you try and do this and you can't even get anywhere close to that, you have some work to do, and your hips will feel much better once you can move them like how I'm doing right now. Now, the third step, after we've done it with our hands on the ground, we can do it no hands. The next thing we're gonna do is after we switch, we'll squeeze the glute and we'll extend the hip on that side. This is a little intense, but follow along. We're gonna, again, reach this inside knee over, drop it down, and then I'm gonna squeeze my glute to open my hip. Okay, then when I sit back, I'm trying to, again, sit back. You notice this shape isn't as square. So we fix it, open the knee, switch, squeeze, back down, switch, squeeze the glute, back down, and switch. And you can do, 5 or so on each side as you progress. Make them harder and harder every time. And this will make your hips feel much better. It'll help your back from blowing up in the middle of the workout, and it should help everything feel better in the squat and everything else. So hope this was helpful. If it was, let me know in the comments down below. Check out this video from me that you should watch next. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.